I want you to think about the last time something in your life wasn't working. Maybe you weren't sleeping well, or you'd stopped exercising, or your stress was through the roof and your eating had gone to shit, or you were drinking too much, whatever that might be. Think about the last time something in your life wasn't working. What was the first thing you did? I'll guess. You tried to add something, a nap, a new routine, a supplement, a 30-day challenge, a habit tracker, a course, a podcast, a cleanse, a book, whatever. You tried to add something because that's what we all do, right? Every single time. Something's not working, so we add more structure, more tools, more effort, more system, more discipline. Nobody's first instinct is to remove something. Nobody looks at their busy life and thinks, you know what would help? Less. And today, I want to talk about why that instinct is keeping you stuck and what happens when you flip it. Ready? Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Noemi, former queen of bad habits and corporate go-getter turned well-being coach and personal growth junkie. And in a world full of overwhelming wellness advice, we're here to cut through the noise. This is your space to master healthy habits, transform your mindset, own your well-being, and design a life you love on your terms. We're ditching the highlight reels and embracing the whole messy, imperfect journey towards becoming our absolute best selves. You're the author of your own story. So are you ready to write the next chapter? Let's go, and welcome to Unwritten Potential. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Unwritten Potential with me, Noemi. I am so glad you're here. So let's get into it. And there is an actual name for what I just described. It's called additive bias. Researchers at the University of Virginia found that when people solve problems, they default to adding rather than subtracting, even when removing something would be simpler, cheaper, and way more effective. We're literally wired to add, which explains why you have 10 wellness apps on your phone and you still feel like shit. Why your morning routine has like 8 steps, but on most days you can't even get through to step 3. Why you've bought the supplements and the journal and the running shoes, the meditation app, the meal prep containers. And yet, here you are Googling how to build better habits at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. It is not that you're not trying hard enough. You're trying too much of the wrong things. Meanwhile, your life looks something like this. You wake up feeling like you're already behind. You check your phone while still in bed before your feet even hit the floor. So instantly, immediately, you're absorbed by 20 different things that have absolutely nothing to do with you, while also stressing about the day ahead. The morning is a blur of reacting. Your calendar is back to back. You're eating something beige at your desk and call it lunch. By 3 p.m., you're knackered. Your brain is soup. By 7 p.m., you are so tired, too tired to do anything, but definitely too wired to rest. So you pick your poison, the scroll, the wine, the takeaway, whatever gets you through to bedtime. And somewhere in there, you were supposed to go for a run or cook something nutritious or read that book that has been on your nightstand for ages. But with what time? With what energy? With what space? There isn't any. And that's the actual problem. And the entire wellness industry is making it so much worse. Every app, every guru, every influencer with a morning routine and a ring light is selling you the same thing. More. You keep buying, they keep selling, nothing changes, and somehow that's your fault for not wanting it badly enough. It's not your fault. And I know this because I did this for years. I was trying to shove healthy habits into a life that had absolutely no room for them. My calendar was packed. My head was way worse. I was running on caffeine and stress and way too much wine, smoking 20 a day and wondering why I couldn't just meditate for 10 minutes. Every time something didn't work, I would try to add something new, a new plan, a new app, a fresh start every Monday. And I never once thought to ask, wait, what if the problem isn't that I'm not doing enough? What if the problem is that I'm doing too much of the wrong stuff? So I stopped adding and I started clearing, making space, not in this super dramatic way, like fucking burn it all down type of way, in a boring way, quiet, one thing at a time. I stopped the 5 a.m. alarm before I tried to build a morning routine. I stopped doom scrolling before bed before I tried to improve my sleep hygiene. I stopped trying to add healthy food on top of a lifestyle that was definitely making me sick and started removing the stuff that was actually making me sick in the first place. And here's the thing I genuinely did not expect. The habits I'd been trying to force for years started to happen on their own. Not because I found more willpower, but because there was finally room. And honestly, the room was the thing, not the habits, the room. When my head wasn't full of noise, I could hear what I actually wanted. When I stopped performing wellness and just cleared space, everything felt lighter. I didn't become a different person. I just gave myself some room to show up. You already know what that would feel like for you, don't you? So before you add one more thing, can I suggest something different? Instead of asking, what should I do? Ask, where's the space for it? And if there isn't any, make some. You don't need a habits tracker. You don't need another app. You need space on your list. Remove the 3 habits that aren't serving you anyway. You don't need a gym accountability partner. You need space in your morning. Stop going to a gym you hate that's 40 minutes away and walk around your block instead. You don't need a digital detox challenge. You need space in your evenings. Delete 3 apps and charge your phone in another room. I know it sounds too simple, but simple is the whole point. You cannot build on top of a life that has no room for it. All right, here's your experiment for this week. Pick one thing you've been trying to add that's just not working. It's not sticking. It's not working. Don't try harder. Instead, ask, what's one thing I could remove that will make this easier? What needs to go? Not, hey, what should I add to support this? What needs to go to make space for this in your life? And one last thing, writing these last few weeks, I kept coming back to that same realization. The guilt, the unrealistic plans, the constant adding, they're not separate issues, right? They're all connected. So I've been quietly building this framework for people who are done adding more to a life that has zero room for it. For people who are ready to make space for what actually matters instead of just piling on more of what doesn't matter. It's called the Make Space Method, and I'll be telling you everything about it really, really soon. For now, just know this. It's not a 6-week program. It's built for real life. And it starts with the one thing nobody in the wellness industry will tell you to do, which is making space first. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If this resonated, I would love if you shared it with someone who's been stuck in the hamster wheel of adding more. They just need to make space. And if you're not subscribed yet, head to unwrittenpotential.com for the newsletter and the podcast. Take care of yourself, sending you much love, and I will see you next week. Bye.